You are Locked On Patriots, your daily New England Patriots podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello to all of you Foxborough faithful, and thank you once again for spending time with us here on your Thanksgiving weekend, right here on Locked On Patriots, a proud part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Don't forget, download, subscribe to, follow Locked On Patriots wherever you get your podcasts to ensure that you get the latest episode as soon as it's available. I'm your host, Mike DeBate. I cover your New England Patriots for Patriots Country of Sports Illustrated. So reach out to me and let me know what's on your mind on Twitter, on X, on the Bird app, whatever you want to call it, at MDABATE NFL. And while you're out there showing some social media love to Locked On Patriots, please be sure to follow our account there as well at LO_Patriots. And Patriots fans, today's episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/LockedOn today to get 10% off your first month. And Patriots fans, we are almost set for a Week 12 showdown. Sunday afternoon, MetLife Stadium, 1 p.m., New England Patriots versus the New York Football Giants. And folks, even though the Giants are coming into this matchup at 3-8, the Patriots at 2-8, nothing has been easy for the New England Patriots this season, let alone getting a win. Cellar dwelling in the division as well as the conference, and a really surprising 0-6 in games outside the division. They're the only team in the NFL right now to hold that dubious distinction. Luckily, Pats fans, today we are welcoming the man who holds the monster keys to a Patriots victory, as he does each and every week. If you turn the keys, you go to the top. You don't turn the keys, you're never heard from again. Not a whole lot of key turning going up at One Patriots Place this season, but the legendary Green King of Sting is here, Thomas Murphy of E2G Sports. We are especially grateful for your wisdom and counsel today, and thankful, Don Murph.
Oh, man, I'm glad to be here. Glad just off the couch from a little tryptophan nap that I had this morning. And, just a little leftover action. What are you going to have for breakfast? Oh, turkey sandwich. Hell yeah. It was a nice holiday. I hope you all had a nice holiday, and welcome to the leftovers.
Absolutely. The Leftover Cafe here on Locked On Patriots. And actually, earlier this week, Murph did dub it the Monster Leftovers. So, you know what? We'll go with it. We're going to roll with that Thanksgiving theme. And, Murph, let's start on the offensive side of the ball, bud. Heading into this matchup, New England is in dire need of productivity on the offensive side of the ball, Murph. Right. Entering the bye week, the Patriots offense ranked number 31 in the NFL, averaging 14.1 points per game. That is not going to cut it no matter how you slice it. You hold these offensive monster keys in the palm of your hand like so many nickels and dimes. So, Murph, Don Murph, I appeal to you today. What are the monster keys that need to be turned on offense if the Patriots want to turn this around against the New York Giants?
Well, we're starting off with 6s, not 3s. I don't want this team settling this week at all. We get down into the red zone. Take care of the damn ball. It's a weekly key. Win the turnover battle. But first, you've got to not lose it and not turn the ball over when you're in the red zone. So that's the first key on my ring this week. The second key on the ring this week is I described it today in my column as beating a dead beat writer. Please run the damn ball. Run the damn ball. Folks, when we looked at this team back in June, July, August, September, what did we see? We saw a team that was set up to run the ball. Okay, it was called old and boring style football by a lot of pundits around. Neither one of us, but a lot of guys, and that has not been the case this year. The Patriots are throwing the ball at a rate that does not fit with the way this team is set up. Ramondre Stevenson and Ezekiel Elliott have been really turning it on over the past 2-3 weeks. And the offensive line has looked good when you allow these guys to fire off and start run blocking and get into a rhythm. That's the key. That's the next key on the ring today, is to run the damn rock.
You start to see some productivity coming from guys like Ramondre Stevenson, who's starting to break tackles again and run like the Ramondre of old.
Right.
87 yards against the Washington Commanders, 88 yards against the Indianapolis Colts. Albeit in losing efforts, you're starting to see those guys get mixed in. And Ramondre leading the way in that running game is so key for the Patriots to be able to find offensive traction. I want to give a little love to Ezekiel Elliott as well. I think he's playing
Sure.
very well in a complimentary role. I think he's done a very good job. Really, I
Bring him
think
back.
looked very good in the game against the Indianapolis Colts last week. Yeah, I agree. I would love to see him back in a Patriots uniform. We'll see in the offseason. But at the same time, in order for those guys to be able to spring free, the Patriots must push the line of scrimmage the way they did against Indianapolis. That was one of the good things that the Patriots actually did on offense, was push that line, and you saw the running game come alive. That, to me, is the biggest factor here. And I mentioned something similar when I spoke with Patty Traynor earlier this week on our Locked On Patriots-Giants crossover, is can the offensive line provide the pass protection for Mac Jones? And I'm sure we're going to get to that in a moment as well, but block for the running game. The Patriots ranked number 27 in the NFL in pass blocking efficiency at 81.1%. They've made improvement when blocking for the running game, though, so I think that should be noted because the Patriots O-line has been maligned for a lot of the season. Not sure they deserve necessarily all of that. There have been injuries. Trent Brown, Riley Reif. We talked to Bill Belichick on Friday morning. He said at the time we're recording this, folks, it hasn't been official, but don't be a bit surprised to see Connor McDermott elevated to the 53-man roster by way of signing because he's out of practice squad elevations. I think the Patriots need all the help they can get there. The Giants defense has a talented front seven. There's no question about it. And Patty mentioned that as well earlier this week, about guys, like Kayvon Thibodeau, the guys that can step up and be a factor. This is still a Giants defense which is yielding 135.1 yards per game on the ground. That's 29th in the league, folks, and 30th in yards per carry at 4.8. If the Patriots want to run the football, this might be the defense to do it against.
Need to be able to set those edges. Okay, that's where it is. Are the Patriots quick enough to get to that edge and then turn upfield? Most of the success that these guys have had over the last 3 or 4 weeks has been up in between the tackles. That's just not the way that I see this game plan going on Sunday.
Yeah, and I think that's a fair point, folks. And again, the X factor in all of this that we haven't even delved into yet when it comes to the offensive side of the ball is who's going to be making these throws? Who's going to be taking these snaps under center, either handing the ball off? Bill Belichick's still very cryptic in his response. We're starting to see signs, though, Murph, that it might end up being what we predicted all along here on Locked On Patriots, and that Mac Jones would end up taking the ball. Lion's share of the reps in every practice to date. He's the one that spoke to the media this week. You know what you got. You don't know what you're going to get. I think the Patriots look at this game as one that they feel is winnable. And because I think they feel it's winnable, they have to go for the jugular here. You cannot continue to drop games, folks. I understand the tanking argument. I think the Patriots want to win this one.
They really do. Bill does. The players in the locker room do. And quite frankly, I do. Well, what do I get pleasure from on Sunday is watching the Patriots lose, not watching the Patriots climb the draft rankings or climb the ladder into the second round, the second pick in the draft, or God forbid, the first pick in the draft. That's a terrible day. All right, I'll go and I don't want that. I don't. And Mac Jones is the guy that's going to be under center. We said it 2 weeks ago. We said it on Monday. And it's going to happen on Sunday because he does give them the best chance to win this game. Once they've got the running game going, that's when we can get into that play action that I love so much. Maybe I can get a wheel route or a nice bubble screen. Give Mac the amount of time, that the time he needs to at least put a key into the ignition, never mind turn it, and some good things are going to happen. I can see him throwing for 240 yards and a couple of touchdowns this week, but the only problem is I can also see him throwing for 240 yards and an incompletion or two. I mean, interception or two. That's what we've got to avoid, and that's why in the weeklies, it's always right there at the top is win the turnover battle. We can't have a draw this week. The Patriots need to win this battle.
Yeah, exactly. And you know that Wink Martindale loves to put pressure on quarterbacks, and he's going to try to do that. But I don't necessarily think he's going to do that all with the blitz. The Giants
No,
love the blitz. They're known for it.
right,
But I think they're going to mix it in. You take a look at what they did last week, and it was very successful. They're trying to protect that young secondary.
right,
So if they want to do that, you're going to have to walk that fine line between being aggressive with the Patriots pass rush, but also backing it off a little bit and allowing that middle part of the defense to be able to provide protection as well. So it's going to be an interesting chess match between Mac and whoever's under center, folks. We assume
right.
it will be Mac, but whoever is under center,
It is.
how are they going to be able to neutralize that Wink Martindale defense that has been known to give the Patriots problems at times? So one to watch without question. But Murph, I completely agree with you on your monster keys to victory on the offensive side of the ball, folks. What do you think about the offensive keys? Drop us a line in the comments section below. We'd love to hear what you think about the Patriots' chances on offense of beating that Giants defense. But Murph, we have only started to turn the keys here. What do the Patriots need to do to neutralize Saquon Barkley, the surprising young Italian himself, Tommy DeVito, and that Giants offense? Murph's got the keys, and we're going to turn them when this episode of the Locked On Patriots podcast continues, a proud part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Locked On listeners, score early this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. And right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there is no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. And folks, there's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over, under, and so much more. You're definitely going to want to make this week a whole lot more fun and maybe even a bit more interesting with our good friends over at FanDuel. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and kick off the NFL season in style. That's FanDuel.com/lockedon. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. Patriots fans, Locked On has launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube. Locked On Sports Today is here for you, covering 24/7 the top stories of the day with the local experts of Locked On, plus our national shows covering every single league. Go to Locked On Sports Today on YouTube and subscribe to the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel. And Patriots fans, thank you once again for taking time out of your Thanksgiving weekend to spend with us here on Locked On Patriots. Maybe you're in transit and traveling home, traveling back to see family. Maybe you're out and about doing some Black Friday shopping or weekend shopping, but we thank you for making Locked On Patriots a part of that. And we have the monster keys to victory here, folks, for the Patriots matchup with the New York Giants this Sunday, 1 p.m. kickoff at MetLife Stadium. And, of course, with us as always is the legendary Connor Murphy, Fisto himself, my good friend Thomas Murphy of E2G Sports. Murph, we talked about the offense in the first segment, what the Patriots need to do, O-line, running game, Mac Jones getting time, all of these keys that I feel like are perpetual keys each and every week. Hopefully they will be turned, because if they do turn Murph's keys, folks, good things happen. But the Patriots also face their difficulties on the defensive side of the ball as well. A lot of injuries, a lot of uncertainty, but overall, I think the defense has performed relatively well considering everything they had to go through. This Giants offense is a little interesting to read. They're not necessarily the most explosive on paper. They have a very good running back, a very young, very enigmatic, but inexperienced quarterback,
Right.
an offensive line that has been porous at times, and skill position players that are capable of making the big play. We just haven't seen a whole lot of it this year. When you look at this Giants offense and you look at the Patriots defense, what monster keys to victory are you identifying that need to be turned to keep this Giants offense in check and off the field on Sunday afternoon?
Well, first is one of my 2 secret keys that I'm going to only reveal here on Locked On Patriots. Okay, and that's I want quarters coverage. I want match quarters. I want this young undrafted free agent confused and confined. I want him not knowing what he's looking at, and quarters coverage is the way that I think that the Patriots should go this week to keep young Mr. Tommy D there off of send him back to the shoebox. Back to your shine box, Tommy. Back to your shine box. All right.
Murph, our good friends over at FanDuel, I think, are missing an opportunity here to maybe lay some odds on how many times we see that Joe Pesci photo of him walking in as a made guy. I think we're going to see it a lot this weekend. I just have a funny feeling that's going to come out a lot this weekend. Just my thought process.
But I do. I believe that match a good afternoon of match quarters with this group that's out there. I think we still have the pieces to that puzzle to be able to run that defense. And like I said, man, telling Tommy to go to his shine box. And the but the second key, actually, it's the first key on my ring. I just had to throw that surprise one out there because I got 2 this week for you people too. And but the first key is shutting down Saquon Barkley. Saquon needs to be put in his place. He needs to be hit behind the line of scrimmage. The big round guys up front have got to be able to handle the double teams and give him no place to run. And the linebacking crew has and of course the defensive backs have got to be there. They've got to mind their gap integrity and get him to the ground when they can. He's averaging over 5 yards a carry over his past 3 or 4 games. He started out slow. That can happen when you don't get your feet underneath you in camp, but he's hitting on all cylinders right now, and I want this kid shut down.
That's a great point. And Saquon Barkley is their most potent offensive weapon.
Yes.
A Bill Belichick defense is noted on taking away your top offensive weapon and make the other guys beat you. And that's why I think Barkley is going to draw coverage against a number of different Patriots. Look, Barkley can be a threat out of the backfield as well. DeVito likes to use him that way. Daniel Jones did. Even Tyrod Taylor would be someone that could do that. And that's why I think guys like Jelani Tavai, Mac Wilson are going to be so key in this containment of Saquon Barkley. They're going to be such a big factor in trying to keep him in check, because if he's drawing coverage in passing situations from guys like Kyle Duggar, Jabril Peppers, Jalen Mills, even an Adrian Phillips mixed in there as well, these guys all cover receiving backs. They're very good at doing so. But at the same time, you're also going to look for ways to prevent Saquon Barkley from getting one-on-ones against linebackers, because he is dangerous in that situation. You want to make him look explosive, folks. Go back and take a look at the film from a couple of weeks ago and what he did to Jamin Davis. That, to me, is something you want to avoid if you're the New England Patriots. So with someone like Tavai and someone like Mac Wilson there in the middle part of that defense, that's a big key.
And look for how Marty Mapo was used this week. I think putting him down there in the box is going to be a smart move, and we could see some of that this week as well.
So when it comes to taking out Saquon Barkley, and the Patriots are going to do everything they can to do that, prevent him from being a factor on the ground, and even try to do the best they can to take him out of being a weapon, or at least an option receiving out of the backfield, that's going to put the pressure directly on Tommy DeVito to be able to beat this team. Now, this Giants offensive line has allowed 62 sacks this season. They've struggled as much as the New England Patriots, if not even more. So now you're looking at a rookie's ability to hit his targets, and that's not going to be easy. His top target, Darren Waller, is on injured reserve. There are guys that can come in and play and do the job that they can, but you're looking at guys like Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton and Paris Campbell, solid receivers, but they haven't lived up to their expectation this season. And Bill Belichick loves to confuse and provide difficult looks for young quarterbacks. Do you expect him to do the same, or do you think he's going to do what he did to Zach Wilson in the past, not show him exotic looks, show him that formidable front rush, and just kind of use raw intimidation. In your estimation, what do you think the Patriots are going to do more of here when it comes to trying to keep a young quarterback off balance?
They'll try to get home with the front seven. They're going to try to get home with four. I think they're going to be able to do that. To run the defense that I want to run, you have to have all those moving parts in the back end. And DeVito isn't going to know who's where or what they're doing or who they're supposed to be covering. No matter how much motion that they try to throw into this, it's still going to be something that he is going to have a difficult time deciphering. I think that the Patriots are going to try to get home with the big uglies up front, use the linebackers to fill those gaps and shoot those holes and make his day just a little bit miserable. He's going to wish that he was back at grandma's having a couple more stuffed shells and on Thursday than than be where he is on Sunday. I'll guarantee you that. And yes, we had stuffed shells on my table on Thursday.
You know what? He might be settling down a little bit, but I think it's going to be tough to settle down on Sunday for Tommy against this Bill Belichick defense because, like I said, folks, whether you still have faith in Bill or not, the one thing that he's going to do is give young quarterbacks fits, and he's done it all his career, and I think he'll continue to do that on Sunday.
Keon White is going to feed on Tommy D all day Sunday.
Yeah, this is a tailor-made game for Keon White, and that 5-tech type of player that he projects to be. He can do it all, folks, and you're going to start to see, I think, a lot of the athleticism and a lot of the prowess that the Patriots saw in him.
See a lot of
made
kids
him
this
the second-round pick this year. Yeah, absolutely.
See a lot of the kids this weekend. Yeah, as you should.
Because this is the time to do it. This is what the Patriots should be doing. Look at the kids. Look at the youngsters, these rookies, and really see what you got going into next season. Because I think there are still 2 or 3 potential gems here in this class.
Without a doubt.
As much as people want to malign this class, this one's looking like I think it's going to be a very good one all the way around.
We expected at the beginning of this year when we saw this class to see a lot more of this class than we have. Okay, now granted, there have been injuries. Unfortunately, Gonzalez was sat down for even after being a rookie of the week. Everybody was happy for him, but it really turned out to be more of a slow-paced learn this defense type of situation that we've come to expect here in New England. Building just thrust these kids in there and expect them to go out. It's really easy in hindsight to say that this wasn't a good draft class because we haven't seen them. This is the way Bill Belichick does business, folks. This is it. This is a man that has gone throughout this entire year as often as people want to say that he's on the hot seat, like somebody who knows he's not on any hot seat. He's out here trying to win football games, but he's also trying to rebuild a franchise that was the greatest dynasty that the NFL has ever seen. And he's going to keep doing it the same way that he's done it over and over and over again, because this is the 4th iteration of Bill Belichick's Super Bowl building process. And just give it time. I've said it before. This team is three ball players away. 3 ball players away. The defense is set. He's 3 ball players away from putting an offense on the field that's going to stun a lot of people.
It depends on whether or not patience is on the menu of Robert Kraft and the Patriots ownership group this offseason to see if there is still a salvageable relationship there. Does Bill still want to be here? Do the Patriots still want him here? These are questions to be answered in the offseason. But one thing you can definitely take to the bank is this week, Bill Belichick is going to be out there to win a football game. That's his main focus. That's his singular focus. And folks, at the end of the day, that's exactly how it should be. So excellent point, my friend. Amazing monster keys, offense, defense. Folks, we're definitely ready to run out on the field, but not quite, because we're not done yet. Murph's secret key to be revealed when we come back here on Locked On Patriots, a proud part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Locked On listeners, for as happy and joyous as the holiday season can be for seemingly so many of those around us, some of us still feel the seasonal blues at the end of the year, and for a lot of unique reasons. This time of year can be a lot, and it's natural to feel some sadness and anxiety about it. But adding something new and positive to your life can counteract some of those feelings. Therapy can be a bright spot amid all of the stress and change, something to look forward to make you feel grounded, and to give you the tools to manage everything going on. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional cost. Find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/lockedon today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/lockedon. Pats fans, thank you so much for making us a part of your Thanksgiving weekend here on Locked On Patriots, getting you ready for a Sunday kickoff, 1 p.m., New England Patriots, New York Giants, MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. You can expect a fun football game in the Meadowlands on Sunday. And Murph, we always look forward to a secret key that we don't get in print form.
Nope.
And you are always gracious of choosing our show to reveal your secret key to victory. Murph, I call upon you now with all respect. What do the Patriots need to do to beat the Giants this weekend that not everyone else is talking about, that is unique to the mind and the savvy of Thomas Murphy?
Walk like an Egyptian. Okay, I want to see Pharaoh Brown out there, and I want to see the Sphinx out there, and that's Hunter Henry. Okay, because you never know what that man's thinking. He's just sitting there stone faced. All right. So yeah, I want to see two tight end sets this week. I want to see a lot of involvement from Pharaoh Brown and Hunter Henry, because I think busting up a seam or two could really move the chains on come Sunday against this Giants squad.
So well said, Bud. I mean, the tight endage, I think, has taken a back seat to the struggles that the Patriots have had, some of the other big positions around this team. We talk a lot about the O-line because of the shifting of moving parts and the injuries and the breakdown in pass protection. The running game hasn't necessarily gotten going the way we had hoped. But the one area that the Patriots have been consistent in, you might as well say, is the tight ends. They haven't been used the way they should be. I think we can all agree on that. But when they are utilized properly, they are capable of making plays, especially Hunter Henry and Pharaoh Brown. Folks, I agree with Murph. I think it's time to unleash Pharaoh. Let it be written, so let it be done. This is what they brought him in for. And I do believe that you need that offensive style chunk play. I don't want to say a surprise play because it makes it sound like he's more of a gadget player. That is not what Pharaoh Brown does.
Chip
but
and
you
get
want
out.
to catch this defense off guard, and they need to do it early.
Yeah, they're going to come with the front. Okay, let Pharaoh Brown chip somebody and get out into a pattern and then make something happen with his feet. We've seen it every time that he's been targeted this year, I almost without fail, that he's been able to do it. Now, having him in there along with Hunter Henry just gives Mac two safety valves instead of one. All right, so let's do that. Now, Mac is going to be the ultimate decision maker here. He's going to be the one that is going to turn this key or not, make sure that this key works. He's got to see him. He's got to be able to see him. So it all comes back around the big fat guys and how comfortable Mac is under center. He's looked real comfortable all week long during practice, but that's been the case the last 4 or 5 weeks too, from everything that I've heard, that he's practicing well. It's just not translating into game time. He's just speeding up too much. Slow it down. Find your man. If you and trust yourself to get back to that second read, that third read, that second read or that first read that you had coming out of the snap. Don't try to force it, and this will happen. This will work.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because it does feed into Mac's comfort level and how he's going to be able to perform. We're not seeing it in game situations. And I think it goes back to what our guy, Mark Schofield, talked about here on these airwaves last week, that quicksand feeling. You start to make mistakes one after another, and it becomes overwhelming. Mac looks like he's going into these games anticipating a mistake. And when you do that, that's a disaster for a
Yep.
quarterback, and why so many of you out there in Patriots Nation have called for him to be pulled. When that happens to a quarterback, it's so difficult to find your way back. But folks,
Right.
I do believe that the Patriots will be able to right that ship, and Mac will be able to right that ship, especially knowing that his experience leading the Patriots right now is paramount in terms of being able to beat a defense that Wink Martindale is known to put a lot of wrinkles in. So you need that veteran savvy. You need that experience. Not a whole lot of it in the Patriots arsenal beyond Mac Jones. Bailey Zappi,
Not
very
there.
limited pro level experience. Will Greer hasn't
Not
taken a
even a
competitive
thought.
snap since 2019.
Right.
Yeah, and Malik Cunningham, not an option there as well because of the situation that we spoke about and a lack of experience. So all of that's going to be predicated on the interior of the offensive line, pushing the line of scrimmage, being able to keep Dexter Lawrence at bay. I expect a big performance out of Cole Strange and City
Yep.
South if they're going to be able to move this line. And that means, like Murph said earlier, seal the edges. If Trent Brown is not going to be able to go in this one, you need a big performance out of Connor McDermott. You need one maybe out of Riley Reif if he's activated for this game. And you need big Mike Owenu to be able to
Right.
stop on the right side. They can start getting their stops there and give Mac an
So
extra
good.
second, 2 seconds. It's going to mean
Mhm.
all the difference. All the difference in the
It
world.
really does. And just that extra split second, that extra tick means everything when it comes to an offense that is so predicated on timing and receivers being in the right place at the right time. Never mind once again, circling all the way back. This is a game where I think the Patriots are going to need to get to the edge and then turn up field with the run game. I don't see this as a inside zone type of game. I could be wrong. I've been wrong 3 times in the past, so this could be 4.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of different ways the Patriots could attack
Right.
this, folks. And I think we've got our answers to these questions. And I think you've done a great job of showing us what needs to be done. Hopefully, the Patriots are watching and they're going to turn these keys on Sunday. Murph, what can I say? You take time out of your busy schedule each and every week to join me once, sometimes twice, sometimes even 3 times, folks. He does
Can
it
you
all
believe
the
that?
time. We love having him on. It's amazing. We are definitely grateful and thankful for you on this Thanksgiving weekend, my friend. You are always there, and you are truly a valued friend here on Locked On
Oh,
Patriots in so many different ways. Before I let you go, bud, please let everyone know where they can interact with you, reach out to you, and what you've got coming down the pike until your next encore performance here on Locked On Patriots on either Melancholy Monday or Victory Monday, or folks, it's still
mailbag.
Mailbag Monday. So
Yeah.
get those questions in.
Get the questions in. Get them in down there. Get them into Mike and I over there on the X app, the former Bird app, Zitter as I like to call it. Just get the hashtag Mailbag Monday in there. I'm taking the weekend off. I'm going to watch this game. I'm going to spend some time with my wife and give her a nice week since she started her new job. She actually gets every weekend off, and I'm going to spend that with her.
That is great. Absolutely. Well, on behalf of Locked On Patriots, enjoy, my friend. It's
Thank you.
well deserved, well earned. And again, you are familia here on Locked On Patriots. So we take great pride in seeing you enjoy your free time. But folks, you definitely want to be in front of your set. If you're not in the Meadowlands cheering the Patriots on, you want to be in front of your TV at 1 p.m. on Sunday as the Patriots take on the Giants at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. And hopefully you're watching the monster keys be turned each and every minute, each and every second that ticks off the clock is an opportunity to turn one of those keys. And we hope we see a lot of them turn this Sunday. But in the meantime, folks, we encourage you to continue to stay safe and to stay well and to be the change you wish to see in the world. On behalf of my good friend Thomas Murphy of E2G Sports, I am Mike Debate saying have a great day, a great weekend. Once again, folks, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Enjoy the game on Sunday. We'll see you back here on Monday on Locked On Patriots.
Go home and get your shine box.